We hope you're having fun, and wake up now. Okay, wake up. I think another element of this is, especially Linda, who has spoken to a lot of business owners in her insurance career, we hear all these stories. And the end of the story typically is the, oh, woe is me. Yeah. Oh my God, I wish I had known. Oh my God, that was so exhausting. Oh my God, that cost me so much money. This real estate broker I'm talking about with the copyright infringement, and this guy was on the phone with me almost in tears, worrying and wondering what is going to happen. And this photographer who was suing him for copyright was going for the jugular
big guns,
vein. Yeah. That informs how we bring these boring business basic glitches to you all year long. Welcome to Biz Glitch number 168. Halfway through the year, June 16th, 2024. 366 leap year, day by day, daily drudgery, mundane, boring mistakes. What are we talking about today, Linda?
Well, first of all, can we just take a note that we're halfway through the month that then marks halfway through the year?
I think I just did that, but maybe not.
Today we're talking about, are the images that you're using copyright protected? This could be a dual-pronged situation because you could be a digital artist and are people using your images that you sell, or are you as a business owner where you're getting your images? It's so much easier these days to not infringe upon copyrighted materials and images. There are a lot of platforms like Canva and Adobe Stock that provide for you to do this correctly. But I think also in the day and age of immediate gratification and quick snapshot, screenshot on your phone shot, where then you can maybe forget where you got it from and maybe you use it and it's not properly
I feel
used.
like this is one of those moments we talk about from time to time. Shortcuts, taking care, taking time. Carpenter's rule, measure twice, cut once. In our hurry to get a marketing piece done, to get an email out to a client or whatever it is we're using an image for, are we taking the sufficient amount of time to verify? Because let me tell you something. We know from one of our clients during the pandemic that a copyright violation is serious mojo. We're talking about big money in legal fees, and you don't want to go there. I want to caution you also, if you're using AI to find those images, whether the AI is generating an image or the AI is, you do a search, you give the prompts, and it finds the image for you, take that extra step. I didn't tell Linda yet, but last night I read 2 articles in Google Discovery. One was about Edgar Allan Poe, and the other one was about California's new proposed law to put governors on cars so people can't speed. And in that article about the California motor vehicles, the writer said, it took Mothers Against Drunk Driving 50 years to get us aware of DWI. It took us 50 years to become seatbelt. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of old. I was actually there when all that happened, and it was not 50 years. So clearly AI had something to do with that article in the Edgar Allan Poe piece that said that he died of violent election fraud.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So the human writer did not take the time in either of those 2 pieces, and that's cautionary tales for you to be extra careful, because our client during the pandemic, he was a real estate broker. He had hired a photographer to take images, take pictures of property.
Yes.
He had a release for one-time use for that advertisement. Later on, someone else in his office used those images to promote the piece for a second type of marketing, and the photographer found out and sued him for huge dollars.
Yeah.
This is a big deal.
It's a big deal, and this glitch is pertaining to images, but really it could also be sound bites as well.
Yeah.
For instance, with our videos, we subscribe to a membership. It's called Story Blocks, but the section for audio and sound effects and music is Audio Blocks. So I'm licensed to use whatever sound you hear in our videos. I have a subscription for that. Well, when I upload my videos, it has happened more than once where immediately I'm flagged, that video is flagged, that we're infringing on copyrighted material. And I have to then submit a dispute to appeal it, and it's always approved and overturned because, audio blocks in YouTube, they have an agreement that this is where we're coming from.
We've seen that also, where some of these tech platforms that you might be using to generate your images or your audio or music, background music for your videos or your marketing materials, we've seen a couple of cases where the platform had not done its due diligence on copyright.
Yeah.
And that is going to affect you because the lawsuit, what's the phrase? Shit flows downhill?
Yeah. Well, the other thing, too, here's another story. This goes back about 10 years. There was I knew a model. She was the daughter of a client when I had an insurance agency. And she took a couple extra steps to do some research on herself and what images are out there of her work. And sure enough, she found someone or a company or a business using her images of her modeling work to the tune of her getting $10,000 of earned income because she was not properly compensated for somebody using her images of her work.
Well, they used it without her permission.
That's right. Exactly. And so, again, these glitches are whether we've seen these mistakes where we've made them ourselves or we just know in the course of doing business some of the protections, especially with insurance. When I used to write insurance, I used to write photographers, and that's what the personal injury advertising coverage is all about. I won't go down that rabbit hole, but it is to the effect of someone being injured from their work being denied compensation for.
It's a real thing.
Yeah. Or where the photographer used someone without a release and then that person sued the photographer. You didn't get my permission to use my photos.
Which is the case with our client, the real estate broker.
Yeah.
Because someone else used those images without getting the proper release. The thing that Linda just said about, we know of these business glitches because we've made these mistakes ourselves. We've seen other people make them. And, it just struck me that all of you in the audience might be thinking, this is what these two think about all day long?
It is.
It is.
It is.
Because we're so passionate about small business that we tend to hone in on the things that other people don't talk about. But we know that you need to know about those things. Be aware of those things like this glitch today. And like the other 365 glitches in our Leap Year Glitch Project, because you really need to know these things to be successful and to have a better experience of running your business.
Well, yesterday's glitch was the FICA tax implications. And
who thinks of stuff like that? You know who? This chick and this guy.
But the thing, too, is what we had said in the beginning of the video is, okay, maybe there isn't a financial penalty, but there are times where time is the currency of having to undo and redo, and it's just unfortunate. So that's why we're here, to bring to your attention some of the things that have gone wrong, where people have suffered.
And to bore you to tears a little bit. But these boring basics.
We're having fun doing it.
We're having fun. These boring basics are the building blocks. Boring basics, building blocks.
Oh, that's good. All right. That might be the hook.
For your success and for you to have a better experience. And that being said, we'll see you tomorrow.
168 out.